Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm recording, and then I'll send you this as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to screen share. You know the deal. Okay. So this is part of a 5-week bootcamp series, and this is the first week we do, and it's called engagement, which to me is the most important piece of any strategy, is having that two-way communication, because that's how trust is built up. So what I say to people is, this is a year, and you're a member of the finger. Everybody is scrolling down their phone and doing everything. So everything we want to happen has to be mobile friendly and has to be on the website and everything sort of that runs through. Then you told me something today that I did not know, and that you are in your second marriage. That's really important, because that means you can understand people's trials and tribulations around separation, divorce, and rekindling a relationship and marrying again. That happened for my mom, and I have a half brother, so I kind of identify with that, and I've certainly been alongside friends who have gone through that. But I think that is a huge asset that I was not aware of. So as much as I don't have kids, but I have many friends who have kids. I'm an auntie to many, but I have chickens, and I can tell you. And I also have 2 dogs. And so you can always find a similarity, but to be able to sort of say, yeah, I'm on my second marriage, and I would love not to have been, but that's the way it worked out. And let me tell you, I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong point for you. Because I just thought everything was so sweet and roses, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, Well, and I didn't even share I didn't share my normal, what I call the dark summer, the bad summer. I think you've heard that story though, right? So that was when, during that transition, which is, I kind of share with people, it might be on my website. It might say this in words on the website, but that I tell people that I've learned. So this transition from moving into the country and then having my friends ask me, like, the joke that I usually tell people is, they always ask, well, what are you taking? What are you growing on your farm? Because you're so much happier, right? So it's kind of that joke makes people laugh. Yeah. And so with that is, me using the left brain to try and figure out what is it that is really shifting and changing in my lifestyle to make my, my business more successful and my lifestyle me happier. And part of that, I always joke, is that drinking coffee with chickens in the morning has taught me more about living than going through a divorce, being hit by a drunk driver, and being diagnosed with cancer all in the same summer. So that's what I call my bad summer. And that while those things, I share those things as lightning bolt moments, that sure, I woke up, I made some change, things, like I start to go down a path, but then, people get pulled back into their old routines and their old ways of life. And for me, that was working too much. My babies have always been my passion, my businesses, and working, because that was my passion, but not really understanding the importance of managing it all. And when I talk to people, quote, about balance, because I know there's the whole thing about balance is a myth, which is that I try to share with people that everyone can have their own unique balance, but that balance doesn't mean equal. So it doesn't mean it's 50% family, 50% working. It doesn't mean 50, like planning your vacation 4 times a year. Balance is unique to each person. So for me, these lightning bolt moments of the bad summer wasn't enough to spur permanent change. And so it was through the repetition of daily habits, and through that revelation, as far as how success habits drive the change, the permanent changes that have made the difference in my lifestyle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So tell me, it's none of my business, but
you can ask whatever.
What happened with your first husband? Why didn't it work out?
It was, of course, the whole joke, it's not you, it's me. It was, it was me. I met him when I was 19. We got married when I was 21. He was 10 years older at the time. I mean, still, of course, 10 years older. And, but we just kind of grew apart. We never argued. We're really good friends. Not now, but we, all through our relationship, really good friends, but there was no high and lows. It was easy, which I know people think, well, what's so bad about that? Was just that the passion was lacking, and I wanted to be more, do more, be on top of the mountain kind of person. And he was very content. And the difference in that always left me feeling, I didn't have that relationship with someone who was helping me, spur me to be more, do more. Like for me, I guess I just needed someone that was going to do that with me.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing. Funny enough, I have a client, her name is Leah Ruppel, and she wrote a book, and it's called Growing Our Separate Ways. And it's about how to amicably divorce your best friend and still remain co-parents of 2 teenage kids.
Oh, that's a good book.
And she owned a gym, and they owned it together, and she had all these ideas about world travel and doing all sorts of things. And he was a hockey coach or something, and he just went, I'm 54. I want to kick back. I want to retire. I want to do this. She went, are you kidding? I want to go to Bali. I want to go here. I want to go to New Zealand and play soccer out. And he went, no. And they were just completely at tangent. So they sold a 4-bedroom detached big house, split the money. She moved into a condo, and she's doing everything. She's been to Hawaii. She's now a yoga instructor. She's played soccer in New Zealand. She's written her book. She's got her own coaching practice, and he's living in a basement suite, basically doing nothing.
But he's happy.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So it's two different personalities.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That was the same way. So like if I hadn't met my current husband, I would never have started my IT firm, and I would have stayed probably an employee, because at the time I was an employee of another company. But since I've met my current husband, I have started my IT firm. I started my photography business. That entrepreneurial bug, I guess, is probably due in a large part to him.
Interesting. And his name? Corey.
Mm-hmm.
With a C?
Cory.
Cory. I think I saw a picture in one of the things you shared today, the guy with the beard, right?
Yep.
I thought, it's like, I don't think I've ever seen a picture of your husband.
Mm-hmm. That was him.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
Which, by the way, I have to ask real quick before I forget. What did you think of the workshop starting with that bit of slide deck stuff first?
I was really good with that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah. I would have spent a little bit longer on your story.
Yeah.
I think you rushed over it way too fast.
Okay.
And even though you talked a little bit about pain,
yeah.
I think you could have done more for the audience to identify with how you got to where you've gotten to.
Okay.
Because you said you had a 6-figure business and 7-figure in an IT, and it's like, whoa, gosh, this lady's done some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could have said,
yeah,
I've sat at 2 a.m. It's like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I've got all of this money coming in. I've got all these commitments, but am I happy?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started a photography business, and then we bought a farm, and now I'm a chicken farm, and I have the IT, and it's like, now I'm starting to find some balance. And over the last 15 years, as I've been doing life, since I got divorced. Did I tell you I got divorced? Yeah, I did. This is where you find me. And I think at that point, I'd have bought in way. I was in, we're friends, but I would have bought in more. And that's my thing, is helping you leverage your story.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to screen sharing, and
I'll
just show you how I do mine, and it might sort of, we can talk about yours then. So I always say to people, social media is all about who you know and what you know. And so what's in a name? So you're Jennifer Dunham Star, sometimes you're Jen Dunham, sometimes you're Jennifer Dunham. There's a few different. I found another Jennifer Dunham on Instagram, who is Jennifer Dunham, like the name, who's pretty much pornographic.
Oh no, that's terrible.
But interesting enough, her website link goes to a Wikipedia page for Call of Duty, which is like, that's bizarre. So
That's weird.
maybe it's just
Yeah, that is weird.
she doesn't. It's very strange. Anyway,
Yeah.
so so this is how I do my story. So I always talk about what's in a name, and I talk about, remember Debbie and I buying a house just over a year or so ago. Depending on the size of the audience and how much time I've got, I might even go back to the fact, so that story about love at first sight, it actually can happen. I met this girl, she was 13 years old. I was at a concert, I was on stage, she was in the audience, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes I go a lot deeper, depending if I've got an all-women audience or whatever it looks like. But I can pretty much at this point just gauge my audience and pick the topic, and I'll flex it. So I get amazing affinity within 2 minutes. And I did a big keynote. It wasn't a TEDx, but it was the equivalent of here in Vancouver. And there was 5 of us, and a buddy of mine who did do TEDx, and he was the main speaker at this event. He came up to me afterwards and he said, I've heard you speak 3 times, and I've never seen anybody be able to own the audience so quickly and keep them for the whole keynote, which was 30 minutes. He said, you have a real gift of not just engaging them, but keeping them. So I want to help you with that too. And then obviously I talk about Gemma and Ellen and Maddie, and I talk about their individual stories. You could be talking about your 2 dogs. Was it Velcro and Zipper or something?
Our 2 kitties.
Kitties. Okay. I love those names. They're already stuck in my head. It's like, she's like Velcro. She won't leave me alone. And then the other one's like a zip. It's like you just open it up and she's gone. Or So you could totally talk those stories through if your chickens had names. I would, because you have that wonderful one of that toy chicken or something. There's a picture of you holding it somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see the real ones.
Yeah.
Even to the point of like having a 15-minute video. It's like, it's me and my coffee, and this is how my day starts, with these little chicks just chicking around, and I make sure they have fresh water and food and each morning, and I'm like a mama hen to these babies of mine. There's lots of ways that we could get affinity into that story that people will never forget because it's so unique. And then you could bring in any number of stories around the business of where you got to. Interestingly enough, Gemma left her private yacht today in tears. She's resigned. She's done it for 3 years, and she's moving. They're on a plane this afternoon to France. Actually, on a plane today to London, and then we're got a week in London. Then they've rented a house in France for the next year, and they're just going to work out of the southern Mediterranean on contract.
Wow.
So she's 24.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. Bless her heart.
Yeah.
So anyway, I tell my story in such a way that people just love my story. And because they love my story, they love me. And when they can see what I've done for my children, already they started thinking, what could he do for me? So I'm seeding that almost from the get-go. And sometimes I'll talk about Gemma was in grade 8, and I had an 11-foot whiteboard in my office, and we just sat one night and said, okay, Gemma, what do you want to do with your life? And we put down all of the gifts of what she's just naturally beautiful at, and all of the stuff that she hates to do. And then we just drew the lines, and we ended up deciding that she should be an event planner. We did that in grade 8. And that's very much what you were doing today, and what we do with businesses is the strengths and weaknesses sort of SWOT thing, and just finding that sweet spot. So you could tie that in beautifully. Anyway, and then I get to at JD Gem, which is Jonathan Debbie Gem. And I often talk about, there's a lot of weird people out there on the internet, and I spend a lot of time on the internet, and I want to make sure that my family values and my core values are front and center. And it's like, I'm happily married with 3 kids, and I'm good. Thank you. Because I get a lot of wackadoodle people in my world. So you could do the same. Just say, I love IT. I have a left brain for business like there's no tomorrow. I love photography. I have a creative art that won me national awards for my photography. And I bring both of those together when I help people get into their brain to help them find balance because of the 2 worlds in which I live. Is this helping?
Yeah.
I'm recording this too, so we can go back over this.
Okay, good.
So then I talk a little bit more about the family, so that it just puts us all in context, kind of thing. And and they're my greatest assets. If anything, this sells me more. And I always have this picture on my phone, and whenever I'm talking to somebody, and I have to show you this. And I go, oh my gosh, which is the mom? Which is the daughter? And
right, I know.
At that point, it's like, I gotcha. Now,
Yeah.
how much do I want to work with you, and what am I going to sell you? I'm not that mercenary, but I am.
Right.
Only at an emotional level. But I'm not the used car salesman at the same time. So we do that.
Yeah.
Then obviously I go into my pain factor with, what happened with my neck and the surgery that I had, and, just how I thought it was all over. And then suddenly it actually got way worse. And, and then I had to learn social media, and I go through all the stats about where social media is going and how, it's become such a, big part of people's lives. And then I talk about how I'm continually learning and the different mentors that I've had. And you could speak to that too, how much, because I think there's real value in saying to people how much you've invested in yourself, because you get the value of coaching. And I think then people sort of, when you go to offer your coaching, people are much more comfortable about spending money with you because you've spent similar time and money on other people. So I actually written a second page now to my speaker's bio about what I've learned in the last 10 years and who and under who, which I never had before. And yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so, I would love, if you think about it, I'd love to see your speaker's bio.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No problem at all. Yeah, just remind me at the end, and I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
So I talk about that. So again, I think it's good for you to be talking about your and Lisa's program, your and Jennifer's program. I learned to speak and I learned how to sell high ticket. That doesn't mean to say I'm going to just rob you of all your money and you're going to smile because you don't realize I'm doing it. I just recognize the value of doing what you love, getting rid of the stuff you don't love, and getting really well paid for it. Because then we all win. I love to do what I do. You get the best out of me because I'm only hiring myself to people that love what they need. And it's a win-win. So it's sort of reverse seeding.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I bring that in. I talk a little bit about the year in which we live, and then I bring in my team. So again, I'm seeding a little bit about website design, videography, graphic design, done a few social media, sales training, SEO, email marketing. So I seed all of that in with this group. And then, and then I just made this glass. You know what? Welcome to my world. This is where I live. You normally find me one of these glued to my hand. But at the same time, what I've learned over the last 9 years now is social media is as simple as 5 simple steps. And funny enough, we have 5 fingers. If you learn how to talk to people, if you try to make that conversation enjoyable, if that conversation becomes a two-way street, if you get those 3 pieces right, then suddenly people are going to say, my goodness, if I work with this person, my life is going to get better. And then when you do the deal, the fireworks go off. And that's how social media is. You educate people, you pay it forward, you have some fun, you get into a deeper conversation. Suddenly you can both see if there's a fit, and if there's a fit there, then the business gets done.
So this is where this slide here is similar, or not similar, but it's basically the equivalent of the slide where I shared my profitable lifestyle formula, which is happiness times money times reach, and then it's elevated by happiness and impact.
Yeah.
As far as the profit, that instead of 5 E's of social success, it's the profitable lifestyle formula, and it's these 5 things.
And do the finger thing. Try and get people that sort of cognitively, counting their fingers kind of thing. It does work.
Yeah.
And then what do I do after that? Why am I locked? Okay, here we go. I talk a lot about verification. Because you could talk about the cost of to corporate people being off with depression. You could talk a lot about how people can make a lot more money or be a lot happier with a lot less money if they just do the right thing. So I have stats that specifically speak to high ticket purchases and social media, but you could do other things. Because I'm just sort of verifying proof about why they need to be so well found. Because same with you. If I was thinking about hiring you as a coach, I would be looking at your blog, I'd be looking at your website, I'd be looking at your Facebook page, I'd be looking at your LinkedIn to see who you are, how you tell a story, and also what other people are telling me about you in those trusted recommendations.
Yeah.
And then I always go to that point of pain. which is like, what is keeping your clients up at night? And we know that most people, when they can't sleep, they go down and they open up the tablet or the laptop, or they get on Google and they start Googling what it is that they're worried about, or they just watch Netflix or whatever. So when you know what they're struggling about, then you start writing those blogs to match up what they're struggling about, and hopefully, gets you found. And then I go through. So I said, let me just tell you a little bit about what happened in those 9 years and where I'm at today. And then I said, okay, no more sales pitch. That's it. Let's just get into this. And you can't hear it, but I actually have a heartbeat actually coming out of my slide right now. So the whole room's got this beat going on. And your business needs to literally be like the very pulse in your veins. You should love it so much that, when you get up in the morning, as you were saying about what gets you up in the morning, it's doing what you love to do. And that's what I love to do. And that's what I love to work with great people, because they have that same enthusiasm for their business. My job is just help them translate that enthusiasm into a story that people are going to buy from them. So we go through that. And then I then have the Mission Impossible music that comes up, but you can't hear it because I'm in my earbuds. But so you can just imagine the music coming up. And then I give them this challenge, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to become the most engaging teacher in the world. For you, it could be your mission is to become the most happy person with the most balance and the most enjoyment. So you could bring that into things as well. And then have another picture of you with the chickens, or you on Wall Street, or in the IT world, just seeding you in different places. I think would be really cool to see. And then I talk about how, if you get your business right, you can pretty much do it wherever you are. And you put some of these pieces together, suddenly look where you are. You're on a beach and you're making stuff happen, because you could be sharing from your phone. You could be writing a blog in terms of a video and having it transcribed while you're having dinner. There's lots of different ways that you can do what you do. So that's my slide for that. And then obviously we get into telling the story, and telling the story in a much bigger way, because we have the same tools now as Coca-Cola and Oprah. And it's just up to us how we use that influence. And then I talk about the blog, which we'll get into with you as well. And then I seed the course that we talk about blogging. Then I talk about how to share that blog as part of a strategy, and all these keywords that could come into it. So what are the keywords that you're trying to get found for? Google My Business. I'll circle back to this because I want to talk to you about that for your business. And then talking about, okay, so now we have all this stuff. We have social media. How are we going to bridge the connection between what it is that we love to do and the people out there that need our stuff? And this is where a really good social media strategy can actually make the biggest difference, because we're living in a social world, and from this one phone we can do so many things. We can go to Facebook, we can go to Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. I've got a timer on this thing, and I'll go through each of the platforms, and depending on the audience as to where we pick. So I said, we're living in this world, and this is my buddy Ted Rubin, where we actually have to look people in the eye digitally, because more and more stuff is happening virtually. So this is his definition of an ROI, which is being social drives engagement, engagement drives loyalty, and advocacy, those raving fans, and both correlate to directly increase in sales. Because people know, like, and trust you. They're referring you to their friends. They're hiring you themselves. It's a wonderful thing. And then, for me, I talk about people experiencing your message in between the soccer game and the mascot, somebody who's got the 32-week bump, which you see these all, I wish I had kids now. Social media and kids would have been so much fun, but it didn't exist. And suddenly up pops your video, live streaming from wherever. And because it pops up on Facebook and it automatically plays, people will stop and watch it, because it's that squirrel thing. So it's like, how can you pick your live video to come up at the right time, in the right place, in between the right posts? So that's the strategy that we teach. And then we just talk about how good it is to engage with people. I give some examples. This was, the Chewbacca mom story. I can hear another voice in the background. Is that you or is that me?
That must be maybe you're hearing it from my earbud, which is possible, because I was kind of sitting, my mic is like right here.
Yeah,
if
I
I
can.
swi-
Yeah,
if I
if I stop
switch.
speaking, it stops. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I
I'm just getting a slight echo of myself. That's okay.
Yeah, it's probably because I was sitting closer to the screen.
That's okay.
My
Yeah.
uh-huh.
You know, and this is the most amazing story. I mean, you could use this lady. You know the story, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I talked about, a lot about her and her things. And then there's two kinds of people in the world. So this one's what I use, and I found this great engagement of the gas tank. And what kind of people are you? It's like, oh, I need to fill up. I'm just over half full, or I know my car. I got another 100 kilometers before I need to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I did find another one, which was like bookmarks. Do you dog ear a book, or do you put a marker in it? And it just creates incredible engagement. As you can see, these are real stats from a page. And suddenly it's like, you're starting to say, so who are you? So you can start to analyze your audience from these posts, both on social media and in live events sort of thing. So that was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, same with video. I mean, you don't have to even make your own content to get great engagement. So here's Gordon Ramsay teaching everybody how to make the perfect scrambled eggs, and you're the chicken lady.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you could bring this kind of stuff in. You're welcome to have any of this. But again, this got me great engagement. And I haven't made either of these posts. I've content curated 2 posts that got me incredible engagement. And that's what we want. And then I talk about building questions to the community build. I talk about, again, using video. This is commencement speeches, different live events. So this is Paige in my office. She just got these balloons were actually from one of the kids' birthdays, but we still had them in the basement. And then Paige just signed a lease on her own apartment. I said, come downstairs. I want to take a picture of you. And she went, okay.
Yeah.
So, but again, it got great engagement because people love to do life with you. And this one here, don't do what makes you great. Do what makes you great, not just what makes you happy, was what this commencement speech was about. Mm-hmm. But again, great engagement. And I say to people about riding that news feed. And that's what we want to do with your social media. We want to get more and more streams of conversation into what we're going to do so that people can sort of see what you're doing. You've done some great quotes, really great quotes. What I said to you last time was I'd like to see you in more of those graphics rather than just the stock photos. Mm-hmm. So that we're branding you alongside them. But you do a great job of that, or your VA does a great job of that already. And then here's another one. This was 8. This could be a really good one for you. Brutally honest truth you need to hear if you want to get your shit together. And this was from Inc. magazine. But educateinspirechange.org. So there's tons of. I got 76 shares on this post. That's insane,
What is your natural reach? What is this on your personal page or your business page?
These are all business pages.
Okay.
I have a different strategy for personal pages, but this is all business because a lot of people I work with very much want that line between public and private. Yeah. So all the examples you're seeing are all from my business. Okay. So this reach depends. If I just do a regular post, I might reach, hundreds. If I find something really good, I'll reach multiple thousands. Mm-hmm. If I'll spend $10 and do a boost on a video, which I've started doing again, I'll easily reach a couple of thousand people a day for very, very low cost per click. I have about 20,000 people on my page. I think you have 28, right? Or so. You have more than me. Yeah,
which I would not necessarily say that those are not my ideal client. You know that.
Yeah, but we just need to create that ideal audience so that when we do boost, we just boost to the ideal audience, and then we can do that. Mm-hmm. And then what I say to people is, when it all starts to work together, then you do get fireworks, and stuff happens, and then I go deeper then in this particular workshop about so how. It all sounds very easy, Jonathan, but it's easy for you because you do it all the time. But how am I going to manage it? I'm not as young as I used to be, and I've got a business to run. And what does that look like? And I said, glad you asked me that because I have the perfect solution. I have a boot camp coming up in the end of September, and it's 5 weeks, and I'll show you everything. So I seeded it right to my next event. Mm-hmm. I did this on, I did this talk live, and I also did it on a webinar with somebody for their list. So I talked a little bit about the boot camp. I talked about giving people a hot seat within the boot camp. How I don't just teach, but I also do my virtual coffee with them once a week. So we circle back and we cover what I taught, so that it can help them put it in that hot seat scenario. And then I talk a little bit more about what they get, the bonuses, the all access. And I said, that's it. So I said, but I want to finish bringing value. So let's talk about video. It's the hottest thing in social media. And is it hard to do? What do you need to do it? And I talked a little bit about the tools that I use, my iPad and my iPhone, and that's pretty much all I need. And then I just say to people, so I'm trying to tie myself into the graphics a bit more here. What is the secret to making stuff happen? It's about creating community. And this one was for this Chamber of Commerce. So I talked about, they have Sam the Sturgeon, who is their mascot, because it's a river fish and famous for the area. So we talked about sturgeon. We talked about this old map of how this used to be sort of like a pioneering fishing log town. But now it's connected to a bridge and it's much part of a bigger community, but very much it was standalone for a very long time. And then I come full circle to, but we live in 2017. And the only secret that I can give you to making a success is you have to market in the year in which you live, which is right now. So if your website is 2008 and your email lists and the way you do marketing is 2010, then you will lose. But if you leverage all the tools that are out there, you can do it. And it simply comes down to this. I just want you to tell your story and have some fun. And this Debbie and I sort of jamming away. And then I bring this picture in and people are like, wait a minute, that film was made in 1975. So I said, yeah, sometimes you need a bit of Photoshop. But that's how I do it. So again, as people are like, oh yeah, that's funny, that's smart. And then I go into LinkedIn and we can do this in a second. Twitter, which I'm going to do. So Instagram. I talk a little bit about Instagram. I talk about hashtags. I talk about Snapchat. And I said, so you ready to have some fun? Let me tell you, it's never going to end. There is no finish line in social media. But we have this even bigger program, which is VIP access. So I talk a bit about that. And then we brainstorm about how I can help people go in the extra mile. And then my mic drop moment is always, think twice, type once.
Yeah.
Because so on. And that's how I finish my talk.
Yeah.
And it works super well. So I would have.
Is this an hour? What is this, the length?
So I can do that in 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Or I can easily make it an hour, depending on how much I elaborate.
Okay.
But that's how I do it. And I've covered everything. I've positioned myself as an expert. I haven't given any examples because this is my 30-minute version.
Yeah.
So I haven't got any seeding of real life clients and stuff, which I would normally do. I think I did that in Jennifer's event.
Yes.
Because she gave me 45 minutes. So I use that extra 15 minutes to talk about client success stories.
Yeah.
But at this point, people know who I am. They know what I do. They know I love to do it. And it's either like, I could do that or I'm not interested.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So that's what I want to help you with yours.
I haven't really completed a new speak to sell, like so to speak, when it comes to the shift in the messaging that I've made to time, money, and happiness matters. Since the shift away from just pure happiness matters. So I haven't made that, like this, the webinar that I did after the telesummit was really done to get people on a call. I mean, it was, I would say, close maybe to a speak to sell. I mean, it kind of touches upon things, but it was really put together quite quickly.
Yeah.
And it's morphed into some of the slides I shared today. And it probably needs some revamping as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I take a 1 minute run, Pete?
Yes, you can. I'm going to do
TMI.
the same. All
right, I'll leave my headphones here though.
Yeah, I'm too.
picture. Hello.
All right, perfect timing.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to go to your platforms now, and let's talk about these. Let's get this box out of the way. So, first and foremost, I freaking love this picture.
Me too.
It's
Thanks.
absolutely fantastic.
Thanks. Love it too.
Oh my gosh. So you've got the quirkiness of you in here, and then you've just got kicking back, green fields, surrounding yourself and learning. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's my personal page.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's where I always start.
Yep.
Because it's just who took the picture?
I have a photographer here in town that I worked with that did this all my photos on the website I were done by the same person.
It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the only place I've seen this picture. I haven't seen this picture on your website though, have I?
It's on the blog. It's the header on the blog page.
Oh, it is? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I must have missed that. Okay. So, I don't know if you want to make notes at this point, but there's certain things that we need to fix.
Okay.
So the first and foremost is your premium line about what you do is freelance blogger at HuffPost.
Okay.
Which is a good thing to be had, but that's not where you're making your money, right?
Right.
So we've got here founder ad,
Mm-hmm.
Time Money Matters. That should be the top one.
Okay.
And then you've got memory journalist, which I presume is your photography business.
That's correct.
Okay. And then Jalen Consulting doesn't exist as a business page.
That's correct. And there will never be one.
Okay. Okay.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't even know why there's a link other than that's the name of my IT company.
That's what I figured. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have a website?
No.
Oh my word. So it's totally under the radar or what?
Yep. I created it with the idea of it being me, and the fact that I've grown it to the few employees that I have was never intentional, but it just happened.
Okay. And then it says here you manage the memory journalist. Is that a group or something? Or what is that?
Oh, that's the photography page.
So why is it twice? Because it says you're the owner at, and also says you manage. So I'm not sure why that's twice then.
Did it go to the same place?
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird.
So I would take the manage out, I think. Now, this is still an active business that you're still running? Or not?
It's still up and live, but I'm not doing much of the work myself anymore.
Okay. So do you want to even tell people about it? Or do you want to just focus on time, money, and happiness?
Well, I mean, I can remove all that. I mean, like even the part about, I guess that's under work and education.
Yeah.
Like that's just the, when the profiles first were created and you fill all that stuff in.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But I mean, I can remove whatever is not pertinent.
Yeah, I think I mean, the blogging thing at HuffPost is cool. It really is. Mm-hmm. But I like to keep it simple, and I'm just wondering if this would just be best just to have one line for the about in terms of a link as we get you more and more internet famous. It's fine to have these things if you want them. It's not bad, but I would definitely try and get that above this one to begin with, at least. And you can switch that. You can switch that around.
Okay.
And then contact, phone number, websites. You don't say you're married on Facebook. This is your photography website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that deliberate?
I do
yeah, you
say
do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, why didn't it? Contact base. Normally it comes there. Maybe you got it set for. I'm not sure. But I think I normally see it there. Not 100% sure why. Oh yeah, no, it does. Maybe I'm just not reading it right. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Since 2006. Nice. So the Dunham and the Star.
Mm-hmm.
Is Star your maiden name or your now new married name or?
Star is my husband's last name, even though I have not legally changed mine.
Okay.
So Dunham is my maiden name.
Okay. Fair enough. And then I loved reading. Be sure to check out Jennifer Stanislaw, Living 5x5.
I need to fix that page.
Yeah, because it still works to your website, but I'm confused at this point. It's like, because that was your old branding, right?
Yeah. So that's probably taking to the bit. That's taking.
It goes to the new website. Actually, it goes to the Facebook
business
page.
Yeah. Which I should probably just have it take it to the website, not to the Facebook.
I would.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, because they can find you as a link from one to the other anyway.
Right.
Which is what we want. Oh, I can see a cat.
You see a tail. Come here, honey. She's wanting to lay on my notebook, and that's not going to help me for writing. Come here, sit in my lap. Right here, sit in my lap. There you go. There you go. Okay.
It's like a periscope going by. Too fun. Okay, so this cover picture, I'm struggling with the fall leaves. I love the photograph. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I love that you're pointing to the sign-up box.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing a lot of fall, and I'm about to go into fall, which maybe is the right thing. But at the same time, fall to me says that you're almost getting to the twilight years before winter. And I'm not sure your message is trying to say, let's just make the most of what we got left. I think what you're actually saying is there is so much that we could be doing. And maybe I'm reading too much into the leaves falling off the tree, but it's almost saying to me, time matters because there ain't a lot of it left.
Well, that's a true statement.
But then, 50 is a new 60 or 60 is a new 50 and all these sorts of phrases that we keep hearing, right?
It's was never intended to have any of that meaning.
No, I get that. And I
yeah.
love the photography, and it sort of bridges. I'm almost tempted to sort of be curious to see like this being Silicon Valley, Wall Street glass image building morphing into the old barnwood. And somewhere in the middle, you are that techie person who's now in the country.
So like glass building. I like the idea of the glass building morphing into the wood.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, that would work, even with me still on that far right-hand side.
Yeah, totally would. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Now, you've got the farm picture here, which is the tomboy girl. Yeah, I loved how you said you'd love the pretty frocks and shoes to the tomboy baseball cap wearing, tobacco chewing, bra burning, whatever. I would like to see a different.
That's funny.
I would like to see a different picture here. I think this picture is a little too casual for your business page because we've already got that image on the side anyway. So I don't know if you have another picture of you that you love which would be a little bit more workshopy, professional, but not corporate.
All right, I'm going to open up a documents. I am going to look real quick, and I might even give you a peek at Well, I can change. I mean, obviously, there's pictures that you. Um, these are all pretty casual. Let me see what I have here. You might say that I might need. These were all. I'm gonna screen share.
Sure. Let me just stop.
Okay, let me do this, and I'm gonna screen share that, and I'll open this up. So that you can get a better idea. So I know these are small thumbnails. Let me see if I can make them a little bigger. So these weren't all the photos, but these are all the outfits. So this is where I was, kind of making fun with the little chicken thing. And I've got me with drinking coffee. This is just jeans. Of course, there's a chicken t-shirt on. Then there's the flannel shirt that you're seeing.
Yeah.
Then there was this kind of image here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you, when I opened it, but you probably can't.
No, it's black.
From away the show. Okay, so, but this one here, or like this series here, which basically the coffee cup says, do more of what makes you happy. And then this is on the website, this series.
Yeah.
And this was me doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for purposes of using, not counting at some point.
I like it.
But then we kind of get into this little, you've seen that on the website. That's on the Work With Me page.
Yeah.
And then the only one you haven't seen, I mean, you've seen this one, which is also on the website, which is me jumping, but this is still very casual in color.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And then the last one is this whole, which the whole idea was to create kind of this idea of photos for like a virtual happy hour.
So is that you on the phone?
Yes, down here.
Mm.
Which is on my Contact Me page.
I like that one.
And then, which that could work on that page. I didn't even think about that.
Because it's only a profile pic, because it's basically a square of your head, isn't it?
Yeah. And then this is me on my laptop. This is just me standing. Of course, this is Barn. This is me writing. But but you're right. I didn't think about that. Picture could go, because it still has the wood background. So it could still be morphing from the glass to the wood to, I mean, that could be a better picture maybe.
Like that one. I mean, I was thinking specifically for your profile shot, but I do like that one. And I also like the one, if you scroll up a bit more, specifically, up a bit more, right to the top. That very top right, where you're looking sort of into this universe sort of thing, with the coffee cup. I mean, that's like, that's very engaging because it's got a lot of depth into the eyes. Like that very much.
So
these are awesome. They're all awesome.
Now, were you thinking as far as using? I'm gonna stop the share just so I can go back to saying what you were saying.
Yeah.
Which was that's on the Facebook business page. There is the profile picture, and then there's the background banner.
Yeah. I'm okay with the background banner because you're doing this sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I'm just thinking because we've got the same picture in the profile as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to make it a bit more corporate because that's a picture that people see in the timeline feed of all the comments. And I think it's a little too casual chickeny.
Okay.
Because you're the high ticket coach person.
Okay. So the corporate picture on the profile.
Which that would make sense because then that box would be sitting on top of the glass. Like if I change the fall leaves to more of a glass building, moving over into the wood. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the business page. I'm starting to create a list of pictures I need to create. Like I need a second shoot here pretty soon.
Fun. But yeah, love that. Okay, let me carry on. That's going to be here all day. Okay, so we've got that. And then, so let's, I'm not going to go into what we post and how we post yet. I just, this is very much around being found well and well found. That's where we always start. And then, so from that, I'm going to jump to LinkedIn.
Okay. Who knows what's there?
I'm chicken farming Jen again. And this is definitely more corporate.
Yep.
So, again, the image, time and money matters with Jen. I think we could use that same image again from the city to the farm, I think it could be very powerful for you up there. And
Oh,
I
as,
would
as the actual banner?
yeah.
Even,
I would,
you wouldn't want me to use a picture of me pointing down because there's nothing that
no,
I'm signing up for, right?
because I wouldn't use that. I would just have the background of the city and the wood as a background. So it's like it's a transformation of where you are. But then I have the picture in the middle of you as
okay, got it. Okay.
as the coach.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, and then you need to change a lot of these links on the right because they're all living 5x5s.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
And the email and the Twitter and they're all that other brand.
Yep. I see that. Goodness, you can tell how long it's not since I've looked at this.
That's okay. Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
The other thing is, I need you to get at least 22 more connections.
22 more?
Because LinkedIn does this 500 plus.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And it shows your connect, and whether you're 501 or 5,000,001, it still just says 500 plus.
All right, I need 22 connections. Okay.
So let's get you over the 500, and then it shows you're already connected.
Okay.
I'm not sure about unfulfilling zombie-like lives.
Yeah. I think that's gotta.
I think we've got to change it. I mean,
okay.
This one line, I don't like to see the word, and nice that you haven't given yourself a job title like founder or CEO, but you could just put IT professional turned urban. What is that? There is a phrase about people who go into the country, isn't there? Urban dwelling, or sort of farm or country dwelling. Oh man, there's a phrase I've heard before. I'm going to play with that.
Okay.
On LinkedIn, but we want a life we want to sort of say so from the high street to this chicken barn kind of thing. I've learned to find balance and happiness, sort of thing.
Okay.
I'll play with that.
Okay, I'll let you play with that.
Yeah, so we could do that, and then the zombie thing. I think this is good. You can now put video into LinkedIn. Oh. So at some point soon, we need to talk about your introduction videos. We don't have any, but this is good. I mean, you've done a lot of thought into this one, and in many ways, I like this. Are you still doing the quiz thing?
I do, but I do that with clients once I get them in the door.
Okay.
That was so I need to take that off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Just got it. Okay.
Okay. Now, you've written some articles, which is awesome. You know, with LinkedIn now, every blog post that you post on your website, you can repurpose into LinkedIn as an article.
Okay. I'm just saying, I'm just agreeing with you because I know that, but I don't do this. This is definitely
this is a VA gift because Microsoft bought out LinkedIn. They keep LinkedIn now as its own search engine. So you actually get much better value rewriting your blog in LinkedIn than you do taking a web link and posting it as a post. So creating articles. But you can duplicate it exactly. The H2 tag, the featured image, the embed links, everything that's on your blog can be copy and pasted into your LinkedIn as an article. And you will get much more reach and connection through doing that than you will posting a blog.
So it's better to not post the blog link.
No.
But rather actually copy paste it and have it become an article.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And it's ideal.
Do you get dinged for having double content?
No, because it's not Googled. It stays on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I don't quite know how that works because it should.
Yeah, it should.
But it absolutely does not, because LinkedIn keeps its own community, if you like, within LinkedIn, and it is definitely doable.
Okay.
So that's that. The next piece is I'd love to see more written around the businesses here, because this is who you are. And right now, you're just giving me 3 lines. we could and probably should create a business page around Happiness Matters. Just because it gives you another link on LinkedIn. And so I would probably, in this instance, create a business page. Do you have a Happiness Matters email account?
Yes.
With that URL? That's all you need. So you set that as your primary LinkedIn. And then when you go to set up the page, it sends an email to that URL. And that's all you need to do.
Okay. And I'll have to hand that off to Marie.
Yeah, it's super easy to do.
To create a business page versus a personal page. And
yeah,
I'm not sure if I understand the difference. Just because...
Okay, let me show you. So basically it's adding more weight to your profile. So here am I.
Yeah.
And if you scroll down, the first thing you're going to see is my company logo here, rather than just that generic gray building. Yeah. And when you click on it, it's basically a website within LinkedIn. So now this is my corporate page on LinkedIn. And this is what I update. And then other people who are in my team, like Lindsay and stuff, they're all like down there as connections within my company.
Now, are you having to do like followers on both and articles on both, personal and on the company one?
No, I just have this one. I mean, I post this often, but I just have I do this motivational quote Monday to Friday. So that's what I put here. But I also put that on my personal page, but all the articles I put personally.
Okay.
But it just makes you a stronger personality because people can follow your business even though they may not like you. But I still do this, and it gets me some traffic. But the articles I want, but it looks just so much better than when if you go to yours, you'll see just those little gray default boxes.
Yeah.
So it just shows you have a real company. I'd almost say to the point that I'd almost have had that for the IT company as well on LinkedIn, but if you want to keep it under the radar, then that's fine. But,
well, it's just because I don't have a web page.
Yeah. So, and you still do 7 figures.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
So yeah, I don't have a web page, which is one reason why I probably wouldn't create
that's fine. But I would definitely add more content to those that you're award winning.
Yeah.
In your photography, just like, even though I'm a left brain geek, nerd, whatever the word might be, I also have a creative flair, and so much so I created my own photography business in 2004, which still runs today, and I actually have staff that run that, but I still oversee it. At least that gives some more content to the memory journalists. And then, it looks like you have a company page for the business.
I didn't know I did, but okay.
Yes, it's here.
Wow, and it even has links to a website that doesn't exist. I don't even know. Maybe Marie did this because I don't remember doing this. Because there is no website.
Do you not? Do you own the URL?
Yes, I do.
So why is it? This page is under construction, coming soon.
Yeah.
And then this is just an ad that runs.
Which I didn't put on there. I'm guessing Network Solutions must put that on there.
They must do, yeah.
Which almost makes me want to find out why, because I would think since I own the page, although it's probably parked with them, and that's probably why they're allowed to put the ad.
Maybe, yeah.
But I could probably go.
Why don't you just do a WordPress one-page landing page?
Yeah.
If you got the domain, is that your logo?
Oh no, even that is not even mine.
Oh, that's weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
So what's the J-Lin?
I better make sure I still own it because I'm going to be upset if it didn't get renewed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm going to have to go look. Now you've got me nervous. J-Lin is just Jennifer Lynn.
Oh, okay.
So J-Lin Consulting. You're going to go do who is?
I'm just going to see if it's available or who owns it.
It better not be.
Yeah, it is taken. Well, that's good.
Yeah, but let's make sure it's taken by me and not someone else.
Yeah, you'll have to go look. I'm not going to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it looks like you have a company page to a degree for that anyway. Mm-hmm. And you have 2 employees, which is, it's just saying 1. It said 2 before, didn't it? Anyway, it is there. So I would love to beef up a little bit more on that homepage about those 3 businesses.
It does still show I own it, so that's good.
Oh, good.
Phew. Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, definitely. I mean, one line for a 7-figure business.
Yeah.
Who is Claremont?
That was just where I worked before I created Jalen Consulting.
Okay. Yeah, just social proof.
Mm-hmm.
And your education's good. Skills and endorsements. Nobody's endorsing you for anything. You see all these numbers like 1s and 2s and stuff?
Uh-huh.
They can go up to 99.
Okay.
So if I was like, I would say, oh, I know she's good at consulting. I know she's good at lifestyle. I know she's pretty healthy. She does good content. She's great at photography. Customer service is brilliant. I'm often seeing her on social media. Yeah, she does IT consulting. And very quickly, there's a lot that you could, we could put this together, and it just starts to build up, because all these things you've put in that you're capable about doing.
Yeah.
So straight away you got that. And then, so I would work on that more and just ask people that to go and endorse you.
Okay.
But the real secret of LinkedIn is the recommendations.
Okay.
And the 3 recommendations you've got is one was for
looks like 2 for photography and 1 for IT.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to get tons of 6 or 7 recommendations from people who have worked with you in Happiness Matters.
Okay.
Because nobody understands.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it could be Jennifer, it could be me, it could be, other people that well, obviously ideally clients that are paying you right now as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing is just send them a link and just say, could you write me a review? If you're struggling to get reviews, the easiest way to do it is to go write reviews for other people first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they receive that review, they get an option to write one back.
Yeah, okay.
But that's
okay.
Because if you're, as I said, if you're high ticket selling me, and I'm doing my due diligence, this is where I'm going. And I'm not getting enough out of this to know anything about you or your business to be able to sort of make a qualified decision.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, LinkedIn is probably the one that's probably the least progressed.
Yeah. I've got some great tutorials if you want me to send Maria.
Sure.
Is it Maria?
Murray. Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to give us some teaching?
Yeah, that would be great for some tutorials. That'd be awesome.
They're both 1-hour interviews on using LinkedIn.
Okay, awesome. That'd be great.
So did you get her to become your LinkedIn? Did she become you and sort of reply to people and connect and that kind of thing, or not?
What do you mean? Like, does she log in as me, or what do you mean?
Yeah.
I think on LinkedIn, I think that's yes. Because
Okay.
I don't think LinkedIn has users, right?
No.
Yeah, so she logs in as me.
But that's what Hootsuite is fantastic, because you can link your LinkedIn to your Hootsuite for posting and stuff for the hand to log in.
I think she does do the articles. I mean, I haven't even looked at my LinkedIn in so long. Are we doing like current stuff? Because she should be not at all.
No. There's 5 articles, that's all.
Oh, okay. Then she should be doing that through Hootsuite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for how do you do that? You don't really want the articles. You don't want them to just be our blog posts. So
no, but the inspiration pieces,
images.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the blogs definitely want to be done as articles.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole. There's this. If you start data mining LinkedIn with the advanced search and the sales navigator, you could find exactly hundreds of your ideal clients.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send you the video.
Okay, great. Thanks.
It's a whole strategy in its own right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's carry on. So we did that. Let's just close some of these off. Are you in love with your Twitter?
What about my Twitter?
Are you in love with it?
No. Why do you ask?
No, I think I mean, a lot of IT people love their Twitter account more than anything else.
Oh, I don't know. That's not my favorite platform. I'm
Okay.
never on. I'm never on it. I don't even know what's on here.
Okay. Well, pretty much whatever you post on Facebook, it looks like she's taking it and putting it over here, which is, it's better than nothing. I mean, she's putting all your graphics in and all that kind of thing. So it's pretty good.
Okay.
There's a lot that we could do with it.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is to put your followers into lists. So let me show you what I mean by that. You may or may not want to do it, but let's just say we do. So what I do with mine, you see this word lists is coming up here, which you didn't have, is everybody that I follow, I subdivide it into a list. So if I go to all my Sassy people, there's 60, and you can make these lists public or private. So if it's private, it's got everybody I meet in the Sassy, I put into and they're on Twitter, I put into the Sassy list. This is a really easy way of me staying in touch with Sassies on Twitter. Because I just go to this micro list and look, there you are, from 2 hours ago. I would never have seen your post in the Twitter feed because it's just too vast. But if you really wanted to narrow in and get in touch with people quite quickly and quite closely, is the people that you really want to follow, you just put them into a micro list. And that micro list could be like exceptional CEOs in Silicon Valley, or people who have broken out of boredom and found freedom. And suddenly you get a notification from Twitter that says, Jennifer Dunham's just put you in a list called exceptional CEOs in Silicon Valley. Suddenly you're pumping up their feathers before they even know what you've done. Because you just put them in this cool list.
Okay.
And that's a way of starting that like trust relationship with people that could end up on a strategy call and they could end up hiring you. Because they're like, I don't know what she's having or what she's growing on that farm, but I want some too. Which is the whole purpose of this.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how we do Twitter. I got a really good video I can send you or Maria or whatever about how we do that.
Okay.
Would you like that too?
Yes, please.
All
yes.
right. Okay, it's on Vimeo. I'll send you that. Okay.
Now,
Instagram.
should she be doing, I know, I didn't even check to see, do we have, well, it's just my personal, I tried to get my name where I could.
Yeah, no, you've done good. There's nothing wrong with it.
Obviously, I can't do Jennifer Dunham Star. I can't do Jen Dunham Star. It's just all too long. So anyway, Jen Dunham.
Yeah, totally fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is fine too. You might want to send them to a specific landing page rather than just the home page.
Okay.
But you do good. And you're actively posting. I mean, you're not engaging, but you're actively posting. And there's more people following you than you. The magic number is 2,000 on Twitter. But you can't get to you can't follow 2,000 people until 2,000 people follow you back. It's one of those weird stops you from spanning. And then your list can only, for the next 2,000, can only be within a 10% radius. And then once you get past 4,000 or 5,000, then you can. But yeah, I could see you being a massive influencer on Twitter if we had the time and Marie had the energy to put into this.
Okay.
That's why I asked if you loved it or not. But I think
she does. I don't really love it. I don't really love any of them. That's because I don't have time for the social. I don't do any of them.
But it could be really good for you.
Okay.
So we just got to pick a horse.
Yeah.
On the social media carousel and run with it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't even tell you how long it's been since I've logged into Twitter, into LinkedIn. I tend to look on Facebook just because Facebook has Facebook Messenger, which in many ways, unfortunately, has become another email system. So I tend to be on Facebook, due to that reason. So I tend to see when people are hitting either my group or my page or whatever.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm trying to post personal stuff on Instagram.
I know. Got it. So speaking of Instagram.
Yeah.
This is a hot chick lady I was telling you about, which is your name.
Dang, I wish I had her URL. That'd be awesome. That's probably why I couldn't get it.
Yeah, no kidding. And yeah, she I don't know when soon 30th of May, so it's not. Yeah, I don't know who she is or what she does,
Yeah, no
except
kidding. Other than
she's invested heavily in her assets.
yes, literally.
But the way this thing is the URL is, where was it? I think it go to Wikipedia, call to action, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, that's weird.
What?
Huh.
Makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, that's weird.
But anyway, so that's obviously, you might even say to people, if you look for me in Jennifer Dunham, I'm not the cute girl with the size D silicone boobs. Just a little bit higher than that, you'll find me.
Yeah, right. Right.
Because everybody is going to go to LinkedIn to go to.
Yeah. Right.
As soon as you say that. So anyway.
Right.
just a thought. But anyway, I think as I said to you the other day, you seem to have multiple LinkedIn accounts.
Well, I did because I was trying to nab a variety of well, there's another Jennifer Dunham without the dot in the middle.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Wow. And how did she get that? Because I would have taken that if I could have got it anyway.
Darn it. 2 posts and nobody ever used them.
I know, it's so frustrating because I could.
From 2013.
I would have taken it if I could have.
You could write to Instagram and say, "This is my name. Somebody else has got it. The account is dormant. It's never been used. It's garbage. You know, it's 5 years old. Could you get rid of it and give it to me?" They might.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Because we don't know if this person even exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a really good website called Namecheck, NAMECHK.
Uh-huh.
And if you put in whatever name you're looking for, it'll go across all the platforms instantly and tell you if it's available or not.
It's NAMECHE. Is it spelled out?
CHK. Okay. Namecheck.
Okay, cool.
And it's the best way of finding out what URLs and what social media platform names are available.
Yeah, I do have a couple because I was at some point thinking of creating a personal one, a private one. And I was at the time of trying to find the variety of different names that I could come up with. I probably nabbed some.
That's okay.
That I probably need to get rid of.
Well, it's just making that easy to. So this one here is the one I would go to immediately, and that is private. And I sent you a request for that, but I don't know if you post on that. I have no idea.
Not very often, because for a while there it wasn't very easy to switch back and forth. Now they've made it easier, but that's
it looks like you drive naked anyway. So
yeah, so that's my private one. Yeah, that's probably not a good picture to use. Not a good. That'll look like the other girls.
Let's find you again.
And then.
So this one here could be you, but there's no avatar at all.
I don't know if that is or not, but I'll check. It looks like it could have been me. And then
I'm not finding.
Oh, you know why? It's because it's under Jen Dunham Star. That's why.
So let's just see which one this is. Would that be you?
Yeah. So I'll have to get rid of that one.
Okay.
But so my main one is Jen Dunham. That's probably why you're not finding it under Jennifer.
Okay. Oh, there
you go. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So you can pick whatever pitch you want for this, whatever you're most comfortable with. Mm-hmm. So I would like to see more of you in these images because they're all very stocky. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with any of them. They're professionally done. It's just I'm not getting you, and I would love to see you as part of this. Mm-hmm. You got so many great pictures of you too, and then just get Marie to just do these links, but overlay pictures of you. You got a dozen right there and then that you could do.
Okay.
Yeah. Just it's. I mean, you've got. I saw you had these wild turkeys or something on your property or something the other day. Mm-hmm. And then the chicken. I mean, these are good because it brings a bit more connection, the cat and stuff. But I still haven't, at this point, I haven't seen you in any post. And
I I was trying at the beginning of the year, and then
Oh,
of
there you
course,
are.
yeah,
There you are.
I did do a few. That's Marie.
Yeah.
There I
Yeah.
am.
But I'm back. I'm way back.
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. More
Just-
pics of me.
Oh,
I need to make sure that she has the whole folder of my photos that she can just use when
Yeah.
she's creating some of the other stuff.
yeah.
And I do think at some point in the near future, another photo shoot's probably going to be necessary.
Yeah. The other thing I mentioned to you the other day, I'm not sure about sending people to Linktree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you looked at the analytics of what the drop off is?
I haven't yet.
I mean, it's cool.
We just started it like 2 weeks back.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I've not seen it before, and I don't know if that's from the LinkedIn perspective, stroke Instagram perspective. I'm not sure if that's what people would want.
It's a relatively new thing, or at least I just recently had heard of it. And I just get so frustrated because most of our images talk about a nice description with a call to action about a blog post.
Yeah.
And then you can't, either I only link to the blog,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
which I could do. That could be my URL, my call to action, but then they're still having to link, then they're still having to scroll through to find the article that they wanted.
That is true, but then you would normally, it would normally be the latest blog that they would be seeing and clicking to, right?
No, so you've already clicked into one. So if you go back up to the top, click on blog. And once it refreshes, there you go. So what you're going to see then is just the blog articles.
Yes.
So that's the generic blog link.
Yeah.
And then when you click into one is when each one of those is about, like, the IG post.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But putting the blog
because if they go to Linktree, you're not getting any lead capture at this point, are you? It's very unlikely that someone's going to fill out a form for anything because they have to get to here to be able to. So the 3 clicks from doing something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If it was me, I'd be going to this page with a pop-up after 3-4 seconds.
And that's the main blog page with a pop-up?
I would.
With like a 3-second
Yeah.
delay.
Now, I notice you advertise, you allow advertising on your sidebar with Target and Amazon and stuff.
Yeah, and that's probably something that I need to decide on whether or not I need to take it off.
Do you make much money?
No, mostly because I haven't probably put as much effort into it as it needs. But the intention obviously was for when I first started Happiness Matters, it was really just a blog. I was blogging.
Yeah.
So getting the engagement and the traffic was, obviously my intention was to get more of that passive income.
I get you.
But right now, no, the income isn't there. So if it's more professional to take it off, then I should take it off.
Well, it's prime real estate. So if it was me, you could have your Facebook feed there. You could have your call to action. You could have a number of other things using that sidebar column rather than links to third-party wholesale deals.
Okay.
I don't know,
and it could also be images that take them to landing pages for my workshops or whatever.
Totally, or your Pinterest feed, because your Pinterest feed's really strong. Yeah, I think it just, to me, in a way, it almost cheapens the offering because it's like, I know what Target is. I can find it if I need to, but why are you showing me it on Amazon? Okay. So
all right.
I'm not against it. It's done tastefully, but I think you could use that space for more.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the next thing I would do, but we're already at 4:00, is a website sort of total review and go over that.
Yep.
Maybe we could do that next time.
Yep. Well, and plus I know
you must be exhausted.
I know that you wanted to talk. I know that you're going to be looking at the language.
Yeah.
The language too, and making suggestions on maybe what should be changed.
Yes, I will. Yeah, that's the next thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hand off as much as I can to Marie to modify
Yeah.
and or fix.
And if you just do an email to her or me, and then I'll start talking to her, and I'll start giving her the resources that she'll need to make you look wonderful.
And this is a recording, so if you send me the link to the
I will.
recording, I can send her the recording and go through. We just went through, and she can go through, start fixing some of that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Okay. All right. So, how are you for next Friday?
I'm good.
Are you still?
Yes.
Are you still gone? Are you still going to be down there?
I'm still gone. Yeah, I'm here till the 7th.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so let me go look at my calendar now. And let's see what next Friday looks like, because I know it's September 1st.
It's September 1st.
So I have Catherine at 10. I could do, let me see, this is 11:30. I could do as early as, well, I could do really, really, really early if you wanted to do before 9 o'clock, or after 1 o'clock.
Really early would be great for me. Yeah.
Okay, so let me look. How early do you want to do? How much time do you want to set aside?
Probably 2 hours again, if we could.
So 7
Or an
to
hour and a
9.
half. 7 to 9 would be
Yeah,
great.
7 to 9. And I'm going to put you are now. It's so funny. I put Catherine in here as Casey, and I'm putting you in here as JC.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, Catherine Calhoun and I are still working on our giveaway. So I did have a question. What did I tell her I was going to ask you? Because I told her I was trying to get off the phone with her to get on the phone with you. And I don't remember what the specific. I've got all my notes here. We're gonna try and get it to where we're sending people invitations by next, maybe as early as next week.
Mm-hmm.
But our what we I think are going to go with for a name is the 12 Days of Entrepreneur Christmas.
Oh, right.
So, and then we're going to be talking about free, I don't know how many. Right now we say 50 plus free tools, templates, and prezzies, like presents. Prezzies for entrepreneurs, coaches, health practitioners, and network marketers who want to kick off 2018 with more clients, more balance, and more consistent income.
I like it.
So we're going to be putting that together. And yeah, we've got a couple of cool things that I think other people have not been doing in giveaways to really try and get more of our contributors more visibility.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be getting that out. And of course, you're going to be on the list of being invited.
You know it.
Yeah, so you can get your new freebie out there.
I almost finished it. It'll be ready on Monday.
Oh, yay.
So it's a 3-part email series about what to post, when to post, and why.
Oh,
so
good.
It's specific, ideal posts for each platform, what's the right time of the day to do it, and then actually we have a calendar that people will get on the third email, which is an Excel template that they can then schedule their week's worth of content, a month's worth of content in that. So there'll be ideal posts, best time of day to post on all the different platforms, and also how to create a calendar.
Oh my gosh, do you know how much people are going to opt in for that?
I have a good feeling.
Yeah, they are going to. So this is fantastic.
So that's what everybody says, find something that people really want. And it's not necessarily what you want to give away, it's what they need.
Yeah.
So it's ended up being like an 11-page document. Okay, this is too big for one email. Let's make it 3.
Yeah.
So we'll have that ready by Monday. So I'll just show you, we're changing my website. So it's meant to be all finished by Monday.
Oh, wow.
But,
awesome.
The whole plan, let's see what page is that with it. So I've taken away my Inner Circle freebie. So this is basically it. Want to know what to post and when to post? Download my social media quick start guide. It's my gift. So that's what, I got to change the wording a bit, but that's what it's going to be. And then we're changing the whole front page to different courses, which I'm pretty excited about. And then I've created a second program. I've got VIP Access, which is the group training that people are doing, but I'm also creating VIP Platinum, which is just one-on-one with me, which is what Jen was saying. I need this Platinum package that our whole team comes along and works with somebody directly. But this is our $25,000 high ticket price, which she tells me at some point, is a $50,000 high ticket price. And then if that's not what they want, then we put them in VIP Access, which is the group program, which is $15,000. And that's the next level, but that page doesn't exist yet. But that's what we're working towards.
How was your weekend with Jen? You just came back from that like a week ago.
Yeah, they came here.
Yeah.
We didn't actually do a ton of work. She was exhausted.
I bet.
And she slept a lot.
Oh, good.
Which is fine. We had a wonderful dinner out together and we chatted. I spent about 2 hours working, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she had a friend who lives in this area who is an incredible masseur. So she came and she did Jennifer and Debbie one day and she came back the next day and did Peter and I the next day.
Oh, nice.
So we all had a 75-minute massage, which was
nice.
very, very nice.
That is very nice.
Jen's gift. And then we took them out for dinner Saturday night. It was more about getting to know them a lot better and building that trust.
Yeah.
And then just talking, and that's what we talked about, my giveaway and how I reorg my offering and my website. And that's what I've been working on this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's really
good. And
then
we're building her website as well, which looks pretty spectacular. So
awesome.
Talked quite a bit about her site, which we want to have built and finished before her event.
Yay.
She absolutely thinks I should go to her event just because of the lead value alone, let alone I'll learn stuff. But she's really gunning for at least 100 people, and I'm sure she'll do it this time. So she said, you're going to get a lot of leads out of just being there. So
I know I haven't. I know I probably should because I still feel like I'm learning her process and what she has to offer. I mean, I still have to catch up on some of the calls that I've missed.
I haven't done any of them.
So, because it's hard for me to listen to them live if I'm at my IT gig.
Of course, yeah.
So I did listen to all of the One Call Blueprint, that whole series, which I thought was great, fantastic.
Oh, I hadn't even done that.
So I do need to do some more work. I probably should come, but I'm just it's.
I know.
It's always that time away, and it's just like right now I'm trying to cut absolutely every stinking cost I can possibly cut.
I know, because people keep getting you to hire them.
Yes, I need to get more clients is what I need.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I should let you go. You must be exhausted as well.
Not too bad, but yeah. Thank you. Debbie's, I want to catch up with Debbie because she's been at a funeral all day today.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's home tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Well, give her my virtual hug.
I will. Yeah.
And so then we will talk next Friday. Send me the link to the recording and whatever other videos we talked about.
I will.
And you also were going to send me your speaker sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, that was part of your bio thingy, so that I could take a look at how it's written.
Yeah, it's now a 2-page.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
Okay, my friend.
All right, thank you. Bye. Take care. All right, bye.
You too. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye.